Good evening, everyone. I'm Michael C. Pasilaban, your moderator for tonight. Tonight, we're going to have a short debate in regard to school as a community, titled The Impact of Community Involvement Toward Education. On the left will be the negative side. Thank you. And on the right will be the positive side. Thank you. Now, let us shall begin with presenting first the positive side.
Good evening, everyone. Before we start defending our side, allow me to introduce myself first. I am Grace Gomo, and this is Mercado, this is Compassion, and this is Cuevas, and we are on the positive side. Now, why should the local board of education, the administration, or the teachers be concerned about involving the community in the educational process? Why should the extra time be spent? Why listen to people without a background in education? The answers to these and similar questions are simple. It is just plain educational procedure and excellent public relations to involve the consumers, both students and citizens, in the educational process. The community can provide valuable assistance in areas where educators lack background and experience, like, for example, the community expertise might be in the areas of school construction, such as engineers, architects, and contractors, and school finance, such as accountants and business persons.
Alright, now, so we're on the negative side. So before I present my stand, allow me to introduce myself with you, my colleagues, Ms. Albiar and Mr. Almaraz. So professional educators continually question the advantages of using the community, and they are frequently quick to point out of the disadvantages. To be sure, these are disadvantages, just as any procedure has problems. Here are some of the common disadvantages avoided by school people. First, community involvement is a time-consuming endeavor. Second, community groups become unwieldy. They are difficult to control. In most cases, they lose interest and do not follow through on projects. Third, it is costly to maintain. Community groups get involvement from a cross-section of citizens. Fourth, most community persons are not interested in what happens at the school. Therefore, only the interested people get involved. Community advisory groups never include the people who should be concerned. Fifth, finding a proper time and adequate place to meet is a problem. Sixth, community groups usually have an axe to grind with a particular person or a group in the school.
Obviously, there are some advantages to the use of community group. The following list is offered to counter the disadvantages and to show the community group to create a healthy, cooperative climate in school district. So first is, more people in the community become informed about the school district programs and plans. Second is, it is advantageous for school authorities to learn what the consumers or community expect from the school. Third is, when the community becomes involved in educational planning and serve in advisory capacity, more teachers, counselors, and administrators become involved and begin to think about the community needs and desire with regard to curriculum. And lastly, the use of community group to conduct studies or to advise the administration and the board eliminates the pressure and backlash that often accompany the making of unilateral decisions.
In continuation, it allows teachers and administrators to meet citizens on a face-to-face basis and to discuss common problems. Also, it provides these groups with an opportunity to determine what individuals or groups have vested interests. Next, the formation of community groups, if done wisely, draws the power structure of the community into the mainstream of school district thinking. It provides a school way to air problems with the persons of the community so that community can take steps to get things done.
In addition, community involvement that carried out wisely draws and involves citizens into the mainstream.
Community involvement in its the broadest sense provide an avenue of communication with the students since they should be a part of any community involvement committee. A well-chosen community group can be an excellent sounding board for a social problem in a society characterized by increasing population and attendant frustration. A functioning community involvement group will help humanize the education process.
Obviously, a concerted effort at getting the community involved will cost some money. First, there will be a cost of printing and mailing information, reports, and studies. Some other costs will be for refreshments at meetings, and there will be costs related to tasks, which is needs assessments, instruments, and consultants. Other costs may involve such as typing, part-time secretarial help, and perhaps some expenses for travel. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, you will possibly incur the additional expenses of paying for substitute teachers for meetings held during the school day. If meetings are held after school hours, it may be necessary to pay overtime as a result of union contracts.
Now that we heard about different stand of both positive and negative, what can you say about it? Those enlighten us all? Before that, let's proceed to the involvement of parents.
So, in the decade, it took to compile a new wave of evidence. Researchers found that students with involved parents get higher scores, enroll in higher level programs, and have good attendance, stronger social skills, and better behavior. This was true regardless of income or background. So, and research has also found that schools with strong community support perform better overall and have lower dropout rates and higher quality programs.
I beg to differ. Many schools lead a strong push for parental involvement through PTA, committees, or classroom volunteering. While this can be very beneficial to school, it can leave some parents feeling alienated if they are unable to be involved in a traditional manner due to work schedules or other circumstances. It is important that school communicate that coming in during the day isn't the only way to help. Simply creating a home environment that is conducive to learning and holding your child to reasonable expectations are ways to be supportive. Parents who are unable to attend conferences should have opportunity to speak with teachers on the phone or by email so that they are familiar with the teacher's goals, the structure of classes, and their child's progress in classes.
Parental involvement at school can help a positive interaction between parents and kids, as well as parents and teachers. Parents will have a better idea what their child's day is like, which can improve family communication. Younger children are often excited to see their parents involved in their role, and it may help to give them a positive outlook on school. It can also build and improvement the relationship between parents and teachers. The teacher can get better understanding of individual family dynamics, culture, background, and challenges family faces, as well as their strength. Parents may develop a better understanding of the teacher's expectations and the challenging dynamics the teacher may face in class. Getting to know each other can clear up such frustrations, as well the way a teacher handles discipline or why a parent is unhappy with the amount of homework being assigned to their child.
But some parents take their involvement too far. They are exposed too much that they become a source of distraction for their child, or their child's classmates and teachers. It is important to remember that school is a place of learning, as well as a workplace. Teachers do not want to encounter parents having a loud conversation with a faculty lounge about another teacher they don't like, or to be placed in the awkward position of reprimanding a student who is not following instructions because he wants to talk to his mom. Being overly involved can lead to stepping in too frequently to deal with issues the child should handle. Also, not all teachers are comfortable with a parent voluntary class. Some students are too distracted by the presence of their parents, which can cause a lack of focus or behavior problems. A parent can help the school without necessarily being in the room.
So thank you both parties. Since we all heard the different stands of both parties, we can conclude that there are pros and cons. When we involve the community in the education, it has an enormous impact not only the students but also to the teachers and administrators. Nonetheless, it is obvious that we must include cooperation of the community despite of its disadvantages due to an obvious reasons that having the involvement of the community can aid the goal and the necessity of such an organization. So thank you everyone and good night.